Hello, you guys, and welcome to Nical. I am here with Coach JJ Foster, just doing a quick follow up because Southside Archers is
Mhm.
on, they are on a streak right now. So, just a couple questions for you, Coach, so you can get back to what you're doing. So, how have you approached this year differently than previous years?
Okay, yeah. I haven't really changed my approach from most years because our foundation is already set. And when we talk about our principles and our discipline, those things are what's expected of the young men. They understand our culture around here. Now, what makes this year different from last year, last year I had a couple kids, a 6'8" kid and a 6'8" young man. And so we kind of had an inside post presence. This year, we don't have those young men. So going into this year, I guess the positive about it was that we were preparing for them even during the summertime. So my guys had got a chance to work without the bigs and understand each other's roles and what's expected of them coming into this season. So we worked hard this summer, put in the time, got into the season, and I'm kind of wanted to see how it was going to go because again I've got my tallest player is probably 6 foot at best,
Yeah.
and we're playing against some teams that their smallest guy is 6 foot. Everybody we're talking 6'1", 6'2", but these guys it's almost like the analogy about little dogs don't know that they're little. The little dogs, the Chihuahuas and all, that got the biggest bite. That's my guys. They're not scared of anything, and they go out there and they just they play and they compete, and they understand that I tell them all the time our superpower is playing together and playing hard, and so far it's been working for us. We just got our string snap this past Friday.
Oh, we heard.
Uh,
We heard.
yes, but it's not a bad thing, especially when you're dealing with what 14 to 17-year-olds, and that's the makeup of my team. Yeah, so when you're telling them what they need to do and what's expected, and they're kind of looking at you like, "Hey, coach, we've done this our way, we've done it this way, and it's worked." Not they're listening, but they're not listening, and it's just human nature. But they came out and they actually, I mean, they played hard, and what I wanted to help them understand was we know we're always undersized, and that's always going to be a challenge. But what separated, our opponent on Friday, they were hungry, and we had their undivided attention. They were coming off a loss, and they heard that we were undefeated. Everybody been telling them about who we are and how good we were. I said, so you got their attention. Be as a conference foe, and they're vying for a conference championship, or just as we're vying for a conference championship. And with that, they've had the size, their disciplined team. I told them, I said, those guys are us from a standpoint that they're disciplined. They're going to run their offense. They're going to do what it takes. They're not worried about who's scoring the ball. They're just out there going to get the job done. Now the difference separates them from us is they had a 6'8", the 6'6", and
Oh my gosh.
so
They had the height too.
yes, that's what it is. But on the bright side, I mean, we will see them again, and my guys again get them back, refocus. We followed up Saturday night with a big win. So
Awesome. Awesome. So I was gonna ask what area has your team greatly improved in?
um from I mean from this season and last season, I think these guys they take care of the basketball, and I think that comes with physical maturity. Some of my guys, I talk about as being small, but I actually have a young man. You think Terrence Jordan? He was probably 5'6", at best, and I think he's pushing probably about 6 feet now. So he
Oh
grew,
wow.
and
Wow. That's a jump.
and then the other that comes with that, they got in the weight room, so now they're physically stronger,
Mm.
and that allows them to take bumps and hits, and they're not affected by any of that. And I think that's a key part to our success too. We don't get a lot of turnovers. These guys, I mean, they play at a fast pace, but they play at their own pace, and they do what pretty much what we want to do out on that floor. And so limiting our turnovers has been a big improvement. And then just rebounding. We're undersized, but them guys they do a good job of blocking out. They do a good job of understanding that it takes everybody, all five guys, to get in there and get rebounds.
Mm, awesome. And you already answered my question. I was going to ask you, how are you getting the team ready to rebound from their loss?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, that's just it. Everything is lessons and losses. I love it because you got their attention. But to me and these guys, again, when you talk about the culture that we established, even in our wins, and I don't care. We were 12-0, and everybody was talking about it. But like I
yeah.
said, that wasn't the goal of ours. Win all of our games, and that's what I try to help them understand. And even in some of those wins, I come in frowning and I'm upset. And we got some of the younger kids kind of looking like, well, we just won. Why is he
Yeah.
upset? But my goal is to help them understand. I use the analogy. I've been at the mountaintop, and I know I can look over and see what's out there. When you're down here on this side of the mountain, down in the village, you thinking you're doing something. But I'm telling them, I know
Mm,
what's out there, what's waiting on us, on our path. And that's kind of was the analogy I was, trying to use before we got our first loss. Because,
mm.
I already know in the back of their mind, thinking, because we played teams that had similar height, um, and that we're pretty good. So I know they were thinking, what are you talking about? We've got this done
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's lessons in wins, there's lessons in losses. But when you're dealing with kids, you definitely got their attention after a loss.
Mm, all right. All right. Now, with such a great record, are you feeling any pressure as a coach?
No, I don't. I,
No.
I, I don't. I don't feel pressure. What I feel is, like I said, that 12-0 streak is keeping things normal, keeping everybody else out. The media. I looked up.
Okay.
I did more interviews before that game Friday night than an NBA coach. I did. I went to work this morning and everybody said, "Man, you was a celebrity." I turned to this channel, you was on there. I turned to that one. I said, "I know." I did 3 interviews plus their school has a broadcast. I did an interview with them. So
Wow.
those type of things. And in our practice, people when they want to come in, want to film practice, want to interview your kids. So when I
Mm.
talk about the kids, they're up there. I'm a 56-year-old man. I've played Division 1, college basketball. I've been coaching, won a state championship with my days at Harding. But so I've been in the fire. I get it.
Mm.
My thing is trying to insulate and keep it normal for these guys.
Mm. Okay.
My whole strategy, when you talk about streaks, and like I've tell them in these interviews, and it's God's honest truth. We look at each game by itself.
Mm.
So we go in to win each game, and that's how I approach each and every one of those games.
Mhm.
So the fact that we won all of them, it's almost kind of I look back and like, dang, wow, we won 12. I didn't realize it, but because my focus was on that
That
individual game.
individual one. Wow. Okay. My final question for you.
All
If
right.
you don't mind sharing this, what did you say to your team after that first loss?
Yeah, just it was just what kind of like what I've already said. I told them, I said, hey, in so many words, Coach Foster's never gonna lie to you. Tried to get you guys ready. I could have told people that outcome, um, going into that game because like I tell them,
Mm.
the way we practiced the 3 days leading up to that game, I knew we weren't ready. It was going through the motions.
Mm.
They were practicing against our second unit and our JV team, in which I was trying to, and by that I mean they were doing things. Again, we don't have a lot of height across the board, so they were doing things that you could do against our JV and against our second unit. That I said, hey, you ain't gonna be able to do that on Friday. And again, I got a
Mm.
couple eye rolls and guys looking at me, and then I wanted to put in do some things different too, as far as what we do offensively, because I know the other team, they scout real well. They've got opportunity to watch and see some things that we do. I wanted to change up some things, and
Mm-hmm.
again, they kind of have like, okay, why would we change up? We 12-0. Why would we need to change what we doing?
Mm-hmm.
So when we had that loss again, and I'm standing there, and I tell you, just think back to last week. Think back to the
Yeah.
things that I told you guys.
Yeah.
Now I had all eyes on me,
Mm.
guys, looking and kind of understanding.
Mm.
And I don't know we were at the other end, but we finished practice today. I want these guys to understand. I'm not worried about. Hey, we done that's special what we done in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're 2026. The
Yes.
season is not over. Our goal is to improve each and every day. And if we're still the same team that we were at the start of the season as we are at the end, that means that's not good. That doesn't bode well for us.
Ooh.
So no, I'm challenging them to get better each and every day. We're not resting on our laurels, and that's, as if I can help it, that's not gonna happen.
Awesome. Wow. Well, that was it for me. Do
Yeah.
you have anything you want to share with the people?
No, I appreciate. You know what and that's the give and take with this. That is the great conundrum, because I appreciate the support. I love when people come out. I love all the alumni. They can walk with their chest stuck out, because that is one of the reasons that I do this,
Hmm.
and one of the reasons that I chose to be at Southside. So anytime I can bring some pride to some folks, to a
Yeah.
community, I'm all for it. But like I said, on the same token, it's like, man, they come out now. I got to balance it.
Wow.
I got to balance it to the kids, and I teach them, like, hey, we take the compliments. You're gracious, but we let it go in one ear and out the other, because we know we what our task is, and what our goals are.
Awesome. Awesome. I do see this trophy over here. What is this trophy for?
Yes,
I'll
ma'am. You
let
see
y'all
a
see it
couple.
in a
You,
minute.
you see a couple trophies. Okay, one is what they call the battle of the totem pole. So that's the north side, which we won the last 2 years.
Okay.
That's the court over there.
Okay.
The other trophy is from the Delta tournament that we won. I think, yeah, we won that tournament. That got us to 10-0. Well, we beat Delta, the whole school, in their tourney on a shot at the buzzer. Javon Irby hit a shot on the play that we drew up
Mm.
that got us that. And then the little Santa King that came from Tippecanoe Valley.
Oh.
That's a tournament there that we won. So yeah, guys had a good
Okay.
holiday tournament. So
Awesome. I'll let you guys see it in a minute.
all
All right. Well, Coach, I'll let you get back to doing what you do
right, Gary,
out
watch our
there.
freshman team about to play here in about 20 minutes. So now,
Okay.
and
All
I
right.
will shout that out. Our freshman team and JV team, I mean, have been doing great. So, I mean, I'm liking the needle is pointing up. Um, I know they just dropped a couple games. I think, yeah, our freshman team lost 2 games on the season, and the JV team has lost 3. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I've been pleased with the direction the program has been going, with the kids that have been coming through the program. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy this whole year.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm sure with the streak that you guys had, the varsity had, it uplifts, JV and then
You're exactly right. It sets the standard. It
hmm.
allows them to look. So their coach, they can say, hey, how do you think you're gonna do this? Have you guys watched the
Hmm.
varsity play? This is how they
Hmm.
do it. And so they can look at it, and a couple guys, as that's who was sitting around the gym when you're in there. So they play today, but they got the opportunity to sit, watch our practice,
Hmm.
and see the expectations, and they're paying attention to details. So they know when their coaches are coaching them and teaching them, that it's not just them talking. There's an expectation coming down
Yeah.
from the top. So
Wow. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining in to Nicole. Have a great day, and don't just have a great day, but make it a great day for somebody else.